1. Even though I live by myself, buy everything in. To save money. 1. Bulk. 2. Vision. 3. Brief. 4. Estimation. 2. During testing the electric car traveling at 85 km per hour for nearly 9 hours on a single charge. 1. Established. 2. Consecutive. 3. Available. 4. Diverse. 3. In. Of her father's wishes, Corinne agreed not to sell the farmhouse after his death. 1. Manipulation. 2. Quotation. 3. Pursuance. 4. Possession. 4. There has been a lot of over the use of genetically modified organisms in agriculture. 1. Ethnicity. 2. Accumulation. 3. Welfare. 4. Controversy. 5. The sun's UV radiation. A significant health risk and may lead to eye damage. 1. Poses. 2. Grants. 3. Affects. 4. Ensures. 6. An emergency board meeting was by the directors later that afternoon. 1. Confined. 2. Exposed. 3. Isolated. 4. Convened. 7. After the storm, the school children were able to safely go home. 1. Intensified. 2. Subsided. 3. Facilitated. 4. Heightened. 8. The girls were grateful to be able to use their computers again. 1. Idly. 2. Influentially. 3. Hierarchically. 4. Exceedingly. 9. Dr. Kong is investigating the mechanisms that how neurons communicate with each other. 1. Induce. 2. Underlie. 3. Tighten. 4. Devote. 10. They were already operating under the of the local law enforcement agencies. 1. Weather. 2. Renovation. 3. Auspices. 4. Accommodation. 11. The President requested $1.8 billion in emergency to fight an outbreak of the Zika virus. 1. Medication. 2. Sanitation. 3. Funding. 4. Lighting. 12. Property taxes continue to be the main source of for local governments. 1. Revenue. 2. Uncertainty. 3. Inspiration. 4. Contamination. 13. In 1957, the Brazilian government hired a biologist to come up with a new of honeybee that didn't grow lazy in the hot weather. 1. Distribution. 2. Breed. 3. Orientation. 4. Resource. 14. If you have used statistics in your report, you will have to start over from the beginning. 1. Compatible. 2. Numerous. 3. Apparent. 4. Erroneous. 15. Josh Armel runs a San Francisco tour company with a of 7 Volkswagen buses. 1. Sum. 2. Sheet. 3. Shift. 4. Fleet 16. He's a powerful speaker, and I was impressed by of his views on race and democracy in America and Missouri. 1. Cogency 2. Procedure 3. Scheme 4. Utility. 17. All visitors are welcome to engage with these short times of prayer but are under no to do so. 1. Function 2. Circumstance 3. Compulsion 4. Illusion 18. Sometimes there's not enough water to allow farmers to their crop. 1. Exploit 2. Irrigate 3. Assemble 4. Harvest. 19. The room was a bit dim and a strong smell of Chinese medicine. 1. Devised 2. Denoted 3. Revealed 4. Exuded 20. Young children seem to have an endless, able to constantly run around with no end in sight. 1. Transparency 2. Vitality 3. Torment 4. Debate. 21. He says that cyber attacks by a foreign government can now be considered acts of war. 1. Perpetrated 2. Anticipated 3. Refined 4. Betrayed 22. Beyond nearly 4 million deaths, COVID-19 has also a profound economic crisis. 1. Circulated 2. Exaggerated 3. Intrigued 4. Precipitated. 23. When a baby kangaroo reaches, it leaves its mother's pouch to discover the world. 1. Extinction 2. Integrity 3. Maturity 4. Cultivation 24. The dog was the first species to be by hunter-gatherers more than 15,000 years ago. 1. Assimilated 2. Domesticated 3. Conformed 4. Deduced. 25. The house is by tall redwood trees, keeping it shady and cool. 1. Encircled 2. Accentuated 3. Clarified 4. Endured 26. Let's go. It's of no use to wait for them. 1. To be waiting 2. To wait 3. Waiting 4. Wait. 27. Being wounded by a shot, the soldier was taken to a nearby hospital. 1. To wound 2. Wounding 3. Having wounded 4. Being wounded 28. This is one of those tourist traps that are actually worth visiting. 1. Visiting 2. Be visited 3. To visit 4. To have visited. 29. Charities are non-profit organizations that raise money to provide social services. 1. Rise 2. Arouse 3. Raise 4. Arise 30. The woman who was rescued from inside a burning home Monday remains hospitalized. 1. Rescued 2. Is rescued 3. Would rescue 4. Was rescued. 31. He knew that the person knocking on the door was a law enforcement officer. 1. knock 2, knocking asterisk 3, was knocking 4, who knocking 32. The number of people who need help in this local community continues to grow each year. 1. Have continued 2, are continuing 3, continue 4, continues. 33. You'll notice the difference immediately, and so will everyone else. 1. Will everyone else? 2. Everyone else has 2. 3. So will everyone else. 4. Everyone else won't. 34. Finally, it was proposed that part of the plan be postponed. 1. B2 was 3, being 4, to be. 35. Most writers would only dream of getting a $10 million payment for a book of theirs to be turned into a movie. 1. Them. 2. There's 3. Had you said 4, did you say 36? Had you said one more word, the manager would have fired you. 1. Should you say 2, if you told 3, had you said 4, did you say? 37. The less you understand, the happier you will be. 1. The happier. 2, happier. 3, the happy. 4, the happiest. 38. All economics have been weakened by COVID-19, and so has the economy of Delhi. 1. The economy of Delhi is 2. So as the economy of Delhi. 3. So has the economy of Delhi. 4. So does the economy of Delhi. 39. He had done so badly that he was made to repeat the school year. 1. Repeating. 2. To repeat. 3. Repeat. 4. Of repeating. 40. Wish I hadn't read the reviews before I went to see the film. 1. Don't read. 2. Didn't read. 3. Haven't read. 4. Hadn't read. 41. Marketing is a set of processes for creating, communicating, and delivering products that are valuable for customers. 1. Creativity. 2. The creation of. 3. Creating. 4. Create. 42. Let's have a buttered donut with strawberry jam for tea, shall we? 1. Shall we? 2. Have we? 3. Do we? 4. Are we? 43. The thief must have had a key. The door was locked and nothing was broken. 1. Could have had. 2. Had to have. 3. Might have. 4. Must have had. 44. The criminal was deprived of his rights as a citizen. L. On. 2. At. 3. Of. 4. 4. 45. In the late 1960s, when he was 13, the police caught him stealing a motor vehicle. 1. Stealing. Of. 2. Stealing. 3. To steal. 4. Stole. 46. He said that about 10 million people will have been vaccinated by the end of this year. 1. Will have been vaccinated. 2. Will have vaccinated. 3. Will vaccinate. 4. Will be vaccinating. 47. Despite being introduced over 30 years ago, there is still no standard definition for smart city. 1. However. 2. Since. 3. in spite 4, despite 48. Parkinson's disease is a condition in which parts of the brain become progressively damaged over many years. 1. In which asterisk 2, that 3, in that 4, whose. 49. This camera is remarkably portable and captures high-quality images. 1. Remark 2. Remarkable 3, Remark 4, Remarkably 50. It is one of the thousands of towns in America whose names are based on the Native American names. 1. Thousands of towns 2, thousands of towns 3, thousands of town 4, thousand of town. 1. Mr. Johnson seems to have a considerable sum of money at his disposal. 1. Interest 2, disposal 3, profit 4, advantage 2. Anyone intending to break school rules will be severely punished. 1. Smoothly 2, selectively 3, severely 4, negligibly. 3. We just can't decide whether to go on holiday this week or later in the 1, hesitate 2, explore 3, acquire 4, decide 4. Students at the school where I teach are very reliable. They always submit their homework assignments on time. 1. Patient 2, reliable 3, friendly 4, modest. 5. It takes years to qualify as a competent teacher. 1. Qualify 2, practice 3, become 4, endure 6. Diamond, the hardest natural mineral, has many exceptional qualities. 1. Consequences 2, qualities 3, demerits 4, operations. 7. The figures concerning the company's sales are very disturbing. 1. Disturbing 2, emphatic 3, worried 4, anxious 8. Do you know precisely how many people will be attending the meeting? 1. Mostly 2, relatively 3, precisely 4, moderately. 9. While the southern part of Iran has tropical weather conditions, the northern part is subtropical. 1. Similarly 2, likewise 3, chose to 4, while 10. This building should be preserved because of its historical significance. 1. Significance 2, estimation 3, judgment 4, inference. 11. To differentiate between these two boys is virtually impossible. 1. Originally 2, haphazardly 3, virtually 4, randomly 12. Today our school will honor the most outstanding students. 1. Alert 2, responsive 3, suitable 4, outstanding 13. The discussion stimulated me to research the subject more in depth. 1. Related 2, stimulated 3, enjoyed 4, advocated. 14. The results of our last experiment are closely in accordance with our predictions. 1. Closely 2, curiously 3, tediously 4, orderly 15. Their elimination from the competition was a great surprise to all. 1. Opportunity 2, endeavor 3, elimination 4, triumph 16. His book on Persian poetry has been extensively used in many Iranian universities. 1. Briefly 2, sharply 3, extensively 4, dependently. 17. I think what Jim said was not appropriate for the occasion. 1. Belonging to, persuaded 3, appropriate 4, compulsory 18. Do you think Mr. Johnson will be able to get over the shock of going bankrupt? 1. Rely on 2, get over 3, turn off 4, dismiss by. 19. Volcanoes are formed by the accumulation of magma, the molten rock that forms below the Earth's surface. 1. Accumulation 2, scarcity 3, warmth 4, product 20. Since the boat was considered to be safe, we didn't have our lifeboats on. 1. Considered 2, rejected 3, realized 4, challenged. 21. Sincere advice may offend the ear but is beneficial to one's. 1. Settlement 2, obligation 3, establishment 4, conduct 22. We were disturbed by the news. 1. Attractively 2, pleasantly 3, amusingly 4, profoundly. 23. The water quality of the river had, for several years, but it finally started to improve again. 1. Fostered 2, deteriorated 3, purified 4, enhanced 24. I must. John to return the book that he has borrowed. 1. Remind 2, recall 3, remember 4, retain. 25. The man was found guilty of destroying his neighbor's property. 1. Nervously 2, deliberately 3, shockingly 4, momentarily 26. John. Then sit on the sofa all day. 1. Is exercising 2, would rather exercise 3, might have exercised 4, exercised. 27. The committee members rejected my dissertation proposal because they believed it was impractical. 1. Because 2, therefore 3, in addition 4, provided 28. My father. Me finish my homework assignment before I went to the movies. 1. Was making 2, should make 3, had made 4, would have made. 29. John had fewer errors in his composition because he was very careful this time. 1. A lot of 2, a lesser amount of 3, numerous 4, fewer 30. ID. Left by the time you called. 1. Then 2, already 3, still 4, yet. 31. Dr. Irani's complete works. In English next September. 1. Will publish 2, is going to publish 3, will be published 4, is publishing 32. No matter how hard I try, my older brother always complains about my drawings. 1. No matter 2, as soon as 3, nevertheless 4, thus. 33 John left the class early. He would catch the bus. 1. So 3, in order 4, despite 2, so that 34. Course objectives occasionally. 1. Must modify 2, modified 3, have to be modified 4, ought to have modified. 35 John and Jim have always been good. French. 1. With 2, for 3, at 4, on 36. I asked my sister where. 1. My cell phone was 2, was my cell phone 3, is my cell phone 4, my cell phone is.